Well, not really nonsense, but you know what I mean. Hi, hi, hi. I am Cindy Howell, and I am here with Craig McEachran, and we are live here at a special Reefer Reporters today. Morning, Craig.
Good morning. Yes, today is a very important day nationally across our nation. It is a day for truth and reconciliation. And we felt that the Reefer reporters definitely demanded we talk about this today. Many of the Indigenous peoples that I know of are not doing it today, and I don't blame them. Um, you know, the fact is that the federal government announced a statutory holiday. It is today, but it's not being honored the way it needs to be. And so that's why we're representing here today.
Yes, yes, we are. We actually considered not broadcasting anything for the day in honor of, like taking the day off, as it were, standing with our Indigenous friends and family. But we decided that we needed to take a few minutes and speak. So we talked about how we were going to do it, and we thought that we should do it live. So here we are.
Yeah. And, feel free to share with us how this has impacted your life. I know it has impacted mine um, in a myriad of ways. I'm blessed to have many near and dear friends that are of Indigenous descent. We're very blessed at the network to have a wholly owned and run Indigenous dispensary in Legacy 420, and we just understand how difficult this has been. Um, we can't completely grasp it because we haven't had that story. But my grandfather, as I discovered within the last 8 months, was an Indigenous, residential school survivor, sold to a mining company, and that continued up until 1996. This is a big issue. It's important that as the Reefer Reporters takes on, cannabis news, um, it all works together because medicinal plant's a medicinal plant, and that's why we felt very strongly that we had to bring this to our viewers and listeners as well today.
Absolutely. I have as many Canadians do, I have a personal history as well. You can't tell by my appearance. My mom was Cree, and although she did not grow up in a residential school, she was forced to go to a Catholic school. Um, and very similar stories come out of the Catholic schools in Newfoundland back in the 40s. So, my mom made it through school, and came out the other side. She was very lucky that that's where she ended up. But she, of course, her biological father was Cree, and her biological mother, my nanny, was a descendant of Vikings. So I think that's what saved her from being taken or sent to the residential school in Newfoundland.
And me being a person that was born in the Treaty 20 um, Najawiganog nation, it's the stories are vast. Um, we a lot of the colonialists have always trumpeted the lock system in my area, whereas Najawiganog actually stood for a place at the foot of the mount, a place at the foot of the rapids, because our water system was a main trade route for all four Indigenous nations that make up Treaty 20. And the injustices of culture and in this day and age is like there has to be more communication, more understanding about what has happened, more reconciliation. And so I'm affiliated with the Downey Wenjack Fund. I play in a Tragically Hip tribute. We do a lot of Tragically Hip stuff. And Gord Downey, in his uh, later years, understanding that he was very unhealthy, he ensured that his legacy and the legacy of Cheney Wenjack and the story of the secret path were heard. And so he joined with Cheney Wenjack's family and formed the Downey Wenjack Fund. And you can find that at downeywenjack.ca. I'll include it in the comments wherever we end up posting this episode today. But as I said earlier, I mean, since 2013, September 30th has been known as Orange Shirt Day. This orange shirt I purchased from locally from an indigenous business owner. The company's called Niche Tees, and he makes a unique orange design every year. But my grandfather called me Beaver, so this one spoke to me. Like, and I didn't have a long relationship with him. He passed away when I was like 3.5, 4 years old. But the thing about Downey Wenjack is they raise funds for educational programs throughout everywhere. Nish Tees sponsors a school called Sage and Sunshine here in the Treaty 20 nation. It's a private Indigenous run school, and I love that. So in there are ways to assist in this. You don't have to buy a shirt. I'm actually working with another musician friend of mine, and we're doing a walk for Wenjack, where you log your kilometers, and you get sponsors, and every little bit, just like every child matters, every little bit. It makes a difference. So we'll be doing that, today. I'll put a link up as well, wherever, even on the Music and Mary Jane page on the Pace Radio Show, wherever. And honestly, just do something. We need reconciliation.
Action. That's a great way to put it, Craig. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
Downey Wenjack call to arms. If you hashtag reconciliation, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
So, I mean, like I've learned a lot of this over the last couple of days talking to Craig and talking about what we were going to do today. Um, and I thank you, Craig, for the education, not just for myself, but for anybody who wants to listen. I have the page up here. You guys should go take a look. You can donate. You can purchase merchandise, which will again, I assume, donate to the fund. Um, yeah, and there's a lot of information on this page, like a lot of information. Um, just so you know, like, I mean, like, it just goes on and on. You guys can go and you can check this out. You can have a read. You can subscribe to newsletters. You can donate. You can follow them. Find them on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, like all of the social medias there, quite easily. And they have a lot of their videos. It'll take you to YouTube, so you can watch their videos. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So if you're looking for the education, you can go take a look on this page. Go ahead. Sorry.
the inaugural National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. They're on their YouTube right now. Right after this, this is where I'm going. Right after this, there is a live Truth and Reconciliation Day video happening right now over on the YouTube channel. So if you're done listening to us talk about it and you want to start finding out about reconciliation, just head over to the Downey Wenjack YouTube page. You can find it on their website, and yeah, that's going on right now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Definitely go over and have a look and learn. I think that's what we can do as general citizens is learn. This is all like whether we're learning, like Craig and I are about our own personal families and the history that we have, and honoring that and bringing the stories to light. Go learn about the First Nations in your, like the Indigenous people in your area. Go ask them questions. I guarantee you, the people that have lived it will definitely speak up and tell you the stories and give you the firsthand education. And in that way, you're not just honoring the Indigenous people. I mean, you're also honoring history. You're honoring the elders. You're honoring, the senior citizens of that are around. And like, so there's so much going on there. And go listen, because I guarantee you, if you buy them a coffee and sit down and ask them, you'll hear some, probably some scary stories, but probably some really amazing ones too.
Yeah. So, yeah. And there's always something. There's always something we can do. Just like I saw on the internet, it was National Sun Day. Sons, daughters. It's like every day should be a Truth and Reconciliation Day, just like every day should be a Sunday or a Daughter Day, or that's every day.
Mother's Day or Father's Day or
That's every day.
yeah.
We got to honor it. We have to honor it and respect it. Always listen to the stories of residential school survivors. It will really allow you to understand the full vastness of just how imperative education and knowledge about this truly is. And I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. I'm going to listen. And if we do more of that, then we can understand where the truth and reconciliation can come from. It's right in here. So yeah, that's all I got for today.
Yeah. Yeah. So go and check out the dannywinjack.ca page. Go over to their YouTube page right now and watch what's going on and listen and learn over there. Like Craig said, that's where, as soon as we're done here, he's gone and heading. And just before we go, Craig, we have one more announcement to make.
Right. Darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually my last show on the Reefer Reporters for the last 4 months, 4.5 months. It's been like my Thursday go-to, like involving coffee and um, you know, and cannabis news. And it's been a wonderful time. I had the Music and Mary Jane show. That also, I just couldn't find enough time in the day. I wish I had more time in the day. But yeah, I've got other paths I need to travel. They're very important, and just have to keep my eye on the prize at this point. So I appreciate you guys, and Cindy. This has been so fun working with you, and
Great. Yeah.
maybe I'll be back. I don't know. It's tough to say, but it is a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And listeners, just keep your ears open, because there will be other guests and other hosts, and always cannabis news.
Always.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Craig, it's been great to work with you, and I am going to miss you, but I am so excited for your next journey, and I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
that's super kind. And if ever there's something that needs to come up, you guys can always get at me through the Pace Radio Show Facebook page. And if there's anything, any more educating that I can help anyone with, like, you know,
Yes.
it's my favorite holistic medicine on the planet. I'm always open to talk about it. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to let you go, and you can head over and watch your other show. It's been a great couple of 4.5 months, and I will chat with the listeners next Thursday. I hope that you all have a good day, and remember, every child matters.
every child matters. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Honor
Bye.
the survivors, families, and communities. One love.
Yeah. One love.